Still filing those nail extensions for 3 hours without getting a perfect result? What if I told you that you can do a flawless nail extension in an hour? Today, I'll show you a speed extension technique I discovered after hundreds of experiments. I'll tell you what affects the speed, what the gel should be like, and how dual forms influence the result, and what you need to do to get a clean impression without having to file the underside. Plus, you're in for a unique design with a fluffy effect. Yes, you heard right. Fluffy texture on nails. This unusual trend has already conquered Instagram and the hearts of fashionistas worldwide, so let's not waste time and get straight to it. Since I've already given myself a combi and covered it with a base from Easy Pro, let's move straight to nail extensions. I'm excited to share that I finally found the perfect dual forms for almond-shaped nails. They're from D&K. I don't know who they signed a deal with, but it's like they sold their soul. The forms are truly perfect without a pronounced apex, and they'll fit perfectly on nails with the same arch as mine. Choose your forms correctly. Rule number 1. The growth points should be fully covered so that material remains there after the impression. This way, the nails will hold better. Rule number 2. Choose a form slightly larger than the natural nail. Even if it seems like the form is too big, it's not. The gel and alignment will compensate for everything and you'll end up with a perfect nail. If you want to do quick, high-quality nail extensions without spending half an hour filing the underside of the nail, you need to choose the most comfortable gel so that it doesn't flow. It should be thick enough not to spread, but not jelly-like. This way, it can be easily leveled. As a true marketing victim, I bought the famous gel in a pump from Easy, and in this video, we'll test it on all parameters. Several factors influence the quality and speed of nail extensions. The quality of the forms, they should be flexible. The consistency of the gel, its pigmentation, and polymerization speed. These 3 key points can either significantly facilitate your work or completely ruin it if chosen incorrectly. So, let's get started. We'll need a flat brush to neatly apply the gel into the form and distribute it evenly. My brush is also from Denmark. Take a drop of gel and transfer it into the form. Carefully distribute the gel, but don't bring it to the area where the form meets the cuticle. Gel isn't needed there as it can leak from under the form, creating a high step. Don't forget about the sides. Make sure there's enough gel there. If there's a thin layer of gel, the nails will simply crack at the growth points. Therefore, after leveling the gel over the form, be sure to pull it towards the sidewalls. Gel loves neat and smooth movements, so make sure your movements are gentle and without pressing on the brush. This will help avoid the formation of bubbles in the material. Join the form with the nail, holding the form evenly so that the pressure is uniform over the entire surface of the nail and the gel is distributed correctly under the form. Hold the form at a 45-degree angle and start pressing it slightly against the nail plate. As soon as you see that the form has covered the growth points and aligned with the nail, stop pressing and fix it using a LED flashlight or mini lamp for fixing tips. Fix for about 10 seconds so that the top layer of gel sets and the form doesn't shift. Flip the finger over and here it is, our perfect underside that won't need filing and smoothing. Isn't that great? Now send it to the lamp for complete drying. Repeat the same with the rest of the nails, but on this form I'll test a rather controversial myth that the gel should be applied starting from the tip. Take a drop and distribute it over the form. Another life hack that will significantly speed up your work. Apply the gel immediately to the desired length and shape. This will save you from having to file the shape with a nail file later, as shaping usually takes the most time in the nail extension process. In this variant, the gel indeed spreads more easily, but I'll say in advance that this doesn't affect the imprint in any way. If you know the application technique and have taken enough material, it won't matter which side you start applying the gel from, as long as it's convenient for you. I've smoothed the gel across the form and any excess on the brush by wiping it against the edge of the form to add gel to the side areas. At this stage, I can already say that yes, the gel consistency solves a lot in nail extensions, and I'll be buying this gel more than once, especially since it's in an extremely convenient pump format. This means you can forget about dirty jars and lids that constantly need wiping due to gel seepage. No more sticky substance settling in the drawer and requiring endless cleaning. We've aligned the form with the nail, fixed it with a flashlight, checked the underside and sent it to the lamp for a complete polymerization. Just look at these undersides. Can anything be more perfect? After drying, don't rush to remove the forms immediately. Wait for the gel to set and fix its shape, then the arch will hold well. And here's that magical moment. Thin but strong nails, a perfect impression that doesn't require exhausting filing with a nail file for half an hour, as there's practically no step. And of course, that Instagrammable underside that won't feel the work of an e-file. All that's left is to adjust the length and give the nails an even shape. So take a 180 grit nail file and bring the nails to perfection. Align the lower parallels. Place the file evenly so as not to cut the growth points, or better yet, pull back the side rollers to have good access to the nail. And go over the surface with the nail file to remove the gel residue after the jewel form. After filing, thoroughly remove all dust with a lint-free wipe soaked in dehydrator and start alignment with gel. I'll align with the same gel I used for extensions. What kind of crash test would it be if I didn't try the gel for alignment? First, brush the nail to create a wet base. This way, the main drop of material will spread better and more easily. It's best to do this with that same flat brush. The main task right now is to apply the nail polish evenly and not go beyond the base because the gel won't hold where there's no base and lifting will occur. Take a drop of gel, place it in the cuticle area and pull it towards the free edge. Now with a thin brush, bring the material to the sidewalls and distribute it over the nail plate. Due to the gel's thickness, it doesn't flow, which means that even a beginner or self-taught nail tech will also have time to work with it, and it will be quite comfortable. After distributing the material, turn the hand over so that the gel levels out and flows away from the sidewalls and cuticle, creating the correct nail architecture. To prevent the gel from chipping off at the cuticle and side rollers, it needs to be removed from there. Well, not completely, it should be there, but in a minimal layer. That is, the gel should taper to 0 in these areas, then there won't be those ill-fated liftings that will go halfway up the nail. You see, the cuticle area is like a delicate rose. It's soft and flexible while the gel is rigid, which is why it lifts. These are the rules. After alignment, I also correct the sides so they're not so bulging. This could have been done at the alignment stage, but I don't look for easy ways, so I'm filing it all now. Remove the dust and we'll make a real autumn design that will definitely surprise you because it won't be ordinary. For the design, I need an extra black and light brown color. D&K and Nail of the Day will help me with this. I love these two brands because the polishes are truly high quality, thick, well pigmented, and dry beautifully. Well, what else do you need for happiness? Take a thin brush and make random blobs. You don't have to try hard, anyone can do this, I guarantee it. Make some bigger, some smaller. Paint all the nails at once and send them to cure in the lamp for 1 minute. Now, with black gel polish, outline all these blots to create a luxury animal print. Where there's a lot of empty space, put small black spots and dry again for 1 minute. Next, we'll cover our design with a top coat, but I have a little secret for you. This isn't the end yet. We're using liquid top coat so as not to create extra volume on the coating because we'll create volume with something else. Thinly cover all nails and dry for at least 1.5 minutes. This classic top from Gamma is also a must-have because it's thin and doesn't bubble, and it also maintains its shine well. And now for the cherry on top. Take a thick top coat and with a thin brush, trace all the black blots we drew. Girls, this is important. The top coat should be thick so it doesn't spread. Outline and don't dry. Did you know that an animal print looks much cooler if it has real fur? Yeah, I didn't know either, so let's imitate it. And here, Easy's fluff comes to the rescue. It's that very fluffy that will add a zest. For this design, I chose black. And they have a fairly wide palette, so you can experiment with any design. So, on the underside top coat, we simply blow these fluffs so that they really stick well. Don't be stingy with all this goodness that flies around. One jar will last you a long time. Although, if clients fall in love with this design, who knows? Tilt the neck of the jar at a 45-degree angle to the nail and just play. The fibers seem to know where to fly on their own. Watching the process is a pleasure in itself. The tiny fibers gently envelop each nail, transforming it into a work of art. Sprinkle the nails and quickly into the lamp for a minute and a half. Look at this gorgeous result. Cool, right? What can I say in the end? In order to do nail extensions efficiently and quickly, you need quality materials. That's a fact. The form should be chosen correctly and match the arch of the natural nail. The gel should be thick but simultaneously self-leveling and drying well. As for the design, the main thing is don't be afraid to experiment, try new techniques, mix materials, and you'll definitely create something incredible. Like if you enjoyed this design, thank you so much for watching this video. Write in the comments what you think about these nails. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. Well, as always, I'm not saying goodbye for long. Bye-bye, beauties.